If I was half the man I was 5 years ago, take a flamethrower to this place. Who said that and why? Let's check it out.
Mr. Sims, I will give you one final opportunity to speak on.
Mr. Sims doesn't want it. He doesn't need to be labeled still worthy of being a bad man. What the hell is that? What is your motto here? Boys, inform on your classmates, save your hide. Anything short of that, we're gonna burn you at the stake?
That's Al Pacino in Scent of a Woman doing frame control as well as it can be done. I got to do this stuff every day. I got to step in front of investors and show them a deal. So the deal that I happen to be in, like a lot of my deals, I've got $20 million in, and sometimes investors are only putting in $25,000 or $50,000. Hey, Oren, why are you working with investors who have $50,000? One thing I'll tell you is $50,000 plus $50,000 is $100,000. $100,000 plus $100,000 is $200,000. Pretty soon you're at $2, $3, $4 million, and you haven't had to give up a big piece of the company to do it. So it's worth doing. But those investors want to grind on you, they want to torture you, and they want details that don't matter. Let's watch frame control being done as well as it can be done, and I'll try and show you something you can do in your everyday life.
Well, gentlemen, when the shit hits the fan, some guys run and some guys stay.
This is the essence of frame control as I know it. You're creating a fork in the road. Yogi Berra said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. What you see him doing right there in a courtroom is exactly the right thing. When the bleep hits the fan, some boys run and some boys stay. You're about to find out which is which. Intriguing, and it's a fork in the road. You have to set it up that way. There has to be a dividing line between good and bad. I think it said, in order to know good, you must first know evil. There has to be two sides of the pancake. You have to set it up. You cannot just show what's good and be sweet, sugary, saccharine, and just try and overload people with good. You have to show both sides. We're going to find out. Some boys run, some boys stay. Which is it? Let's find out.
Here's Charlie facing the fire, and there's George hiding in Big Daddy's pocket.
Here's Charlie facing the fire. Here's George running, hiding under his dad's bank account. So we created the framing, and then we put people in the frames. This is how it's done perfectly. Let's keep watching, see how it brings it home.
And what are you doing? You're gonna reward George and destroy Charlie.
Are you finished, Mr. Slade?
No, I'm just getting warmed up.
So this is classic analyst frame control, ignoring the frame. Are you finished? Do you have anything else to say? And watch what he does. No, I'm just getting started. So the thing is, just when somebody thinks they know the answer, you change the question. That is how you continue to get control over this conversation. Are you finished? No, I'm just getting started. Let's watch.
I don't know who went to this place. William Howard Taft, William Jennings Bryan, William Tell, whoever. Their spirit is dead, if they ever had one. It's gone.
So then what he does is he rolls in with the moral authority frame. Hey, I don't care about the history of this place. I don't know who went here. You know, William Taft, Abraham Lincoln, Benjamin Franklin, Jacques Cousteau. Doesn't matter. Their spirit is dead. So now that is a reframe of the things you are doing are destroying the value system of what generations of people have held high. So I'll do that on calls too, right? Which is the things you are saying here are eliminating your seriousness. The questions you're asking are fine questions for small ball. The questions you're asking is Bush League. The questions you're asking don't make any sense for a professional investor. I'm going to try and help you out.
You're building a rat ship here. A vessel for seagoing snitches. And if you think you're preparing these minnows for manhood, you better think again. Because I say you are killing the very spirit this institution proclaims it instills.
I think you are destroying the spirit of the values that this institution instills. This is the thing I have said to so many investors. I hear the words you're saying. They don't match to what's on your website. They don't match to what's on your LinkedIn. You are confusing me about who you are. You're destroying what you appear to be online. They're destroying what you say you're going to do here because your actions and your words make no sense. I want to help get some alignment and circle this square. Make this understandable. Let's keep going.
Sir, you're out of order.
Out of order? I show you out of order. You don't know what out of order is, Mr. Trash.
Sir, you are out of order. And I'll hear that a lot, right? And that is some kind of like defensibility or defensiveness showing up. Very high defensiveness. Sir, you are out of order, right? And the only answer to that is, I'll show you out of order. This is done so well, right? Just when you think you know the answer, I change the question. This is done perfectly. Let's try and make this addressable in a real world situation. So I'm talking to a buyer or an investor. Let's call him Brad. So Brad starts asking questions like, who will be your shipping company? What kind of ERP system do you use? How are you going to manage HR? So we're working, if you know my deal, to take over an entire market with new technology. So most people will try and address these questions. ERP system, HR, but for me, I know this is fetch me another rock. If I go fetch this rock, he's gonna want another rock. You want a blue rock? Here's a blue rock. Oh, now you want a red rock? I have to fetch him a red rock. Now you want a yellow rock? We're gonna be fetching rocks forever. So I have to get frame control on this. Brad, you are investing, what are your bookends? How much money do you think you would be putting in this deal? And he'll say, well, I'm good for $25,000. So we have $20 million in. With your $25,000, do you think you've discovered that we forgot about an ERP system or we didn't think about what logistics firm we were going to use? Right? We're working on this for 4 years. You've been working on this for less than 20 minutes. Your $25,000, unfortunately, is not going to discover some major hole in this deal. You want to ask questions? Let's ask some real questions. Now, of course, I won't say it Al Pacino style. Try and be nice about it. So I would say it like this. You want to ask some questions? Let's ask some real questions. I think that was exactly the same. Yeah, because I do get spun up on insulting questions. What I'm looking for here is honesty. How much honesty can this individual on the other side of the Zoom, on the other side of the table, take? Right? I can't exceed his honesty, but the guy, Brad, I'm talking to him, and I go, Brad, are you wearing your asbestos underwear today? Because if you are, we can have a real conversation. And he says, yes, I'm wearing my asbestos underwear. Now I've got frame control, right? He's saying, you can be honest with me, because the more honest you can be with someone, you can have a higher quality conversation with them, and the higher likelihood they will come into your frame. Why? Because you've been in your product, you've been in your deal, you've been in your situation, you've been in your circumstance for months, sometimes years, and they've been in it for 1 minute, 5 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. Of course, 4 years is going to beat 20 minutes every time. So when you can be honest, have direct conversation, 4 years beats 20 minutes. Okay, Brad, let's have some real conversation. The questions you're asking are small ball. Right? Remember, I asked him if he could take that feedback. The questions you're asking are small ball, bush league. It tells me you're not a serious investor. And I'm happy to say no to you because the $20 million that I have in, those are serious investors. I'm happy to have you in if you start, if you're willing to ask the right questions. Those are not the questions. The questions are, hey, Oren, I'm buying a security from you that has $0 attached to it. When will you staple money to my security? And when will you put me in a liquid market when I can sell the security? Those are the two questions you care about. When will I get revenue and income? When will I be able to sell the revenue and income on the security? Those are the questions that a sophisticated investor, even one with just $25,000, would ask. What would you like to do? Talk about ERP systems or talk about when I'll have revenue and be able to get you an exit? This is the execution of frame control you have to have. The key takeaways are you want to find out how much honesty the other person on the other side of the table can handle. And if they can handle maximum honesty, give it to them.